This Week in VR kicks off our series of holiday podcast episodes, and this week we are talking about our Quest 2 and Quest 3 holiday gift guides. So we'll judge whether you should get the 128 or the 512, the accessories that you may or may not want to get, as well as touching on some of the games and the game sales. Elsewhere, Steam and Meta have linked up. Literally, the Steam link is now out, something quite big for PC gaming. So we discuss all the news about that, and also version 60 of the Quest 3 update, as well as Quest Pro update, has just been pushed out. So we talk about all the latest features that you'll get in the newest update. All that and more, so let's talk Oculus. Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to episode 114. I'm Dan from Playtest VR, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always. It is Santa Samson. How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing well. Dan, we're almost 15% of the way to 200 from 100.
Yeah, I guess so. We're 114. There's still 85 left, or 86.
Yeah, so we're like 14%.
14%. Yeah, we are moving. If you're on the video podcast, you might notice that both of us are wearing silly hats. I'll leave it as that.
Whoa. And silly shirts.
This episode kicks off our holiday shows. It is December, so we're going to have some fun this month with some fun topics. But first, quick housekeeping as always. Samson, the Discord. Why should people join the Discord?
It's pretty fun. We did have a little bit of a lull there with multiplayer meetups in November. I think folks just been a little busy. They'll be picking up, though, with Meow Wolf this Thursday night. Mm-hmm. And Wednesday night, we're having a big screen get-together, which would have been last night for everybody listening.
Yes.
Or last week or 2 weeks ago. Whenever you want to take in your LTO, I don't mind.
Yeah. Whenever you want to do, whenever you want to. But yeah, especially with Meow Wolf coming out for Walkabout, I'm sure people will get into that more than anything.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan. You know what I've been thinking about? So I've gotten into Golf Plus a good amount with my brother. Mm-hmm. We play about 9 holes, probably 4 or 5 times a week. And I'm thinking maybe we host a tour in the LTO Discord, you know? So you play around with somebody 18 holes over the course of a month or two. You play like 4 times or something. I don't know, add up all the totals, and then I don't really know how golf scores work, but I think it's something like this. I think it's 4 times you play, and then you add them all up.
You just spend a lot of time in Walkabout and in Golf Plus, but I had no idea how the scores add up in a tournament.
I mean, I understand how individual scores work in the game of golf, but in a tour, in like
I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be fun. I think to kickstart the new year, to have like some sort of like Walkabout tournament or something like that. I think that will be fine. It will be fun. So definitely join us in the Discord if you want to be a part of that. Okay, we'll probably cement the details later on as we get closer to the new year. And yeah, like we're gonna, there's be an Xmas movie on this week, and I'm sure there might be another one over the week. So definitely join the Discord. Link is in the description.
We'll get a good New Year's movie going, maybe too.
A New Year's movie, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, those are very popular.
Yeah. Normally do really well in the box office, but
it's a whole genre.
But anyways, let's kick off the show. Right, we always kick off the show with what we've been playing. I unfortunately was sick for most of this week, so I actually haven't been playing anything again. I apologize to all the viewers. I feel VR is not the thing you want to be in when you're sick.
It's true.
I think it might be one of the least, that in the
gym. You could get away with a movie,
Yeah, but yeah, I think the TV, you need that. You want something on your face, You
need some air.
You need some air. But Samson, I'm sure you always play enough for the both of us. So kick it off. What have you been playing this week?
Yes. So last week I mentioned the Kayak VR Christmas tour. This week I finally did it. And I did the tour mode, so I didn't have to kayak. Not because I'm lazy, Dan, because I wanted the experience and to talk about it on this podcast.
Research purposes.
And research purposes. It goes slow, Dan. It goes slow. I think I got through 4 or 5 songs. I went all the way through, and then I realized that it just turns around and goes back, and I was like, all right, I think
You've got your fix.
I think I've done the experience. Yeah, there's fireworks going. It's quite beautiful. I jacked up all the settings though because I knew I wasn't going to be paddling. That's why I did it. I mean,
oh, fair. Wait, you weren't paddling?
Definitely.
You could just sit.
No.
You could just sit there and just watch.
Yeah, there's a tour mode where it just takes you really slow.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
And I think it might be good for a child.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Horizon Zero, not Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the actual mainline game. Call of the Mountain on the PlayStation. That had like the tour mode as well, where you sit in the boat and it takes you around, which is it's nice for just putting people into VR, just so they can see how visually stunning it is. So yeah, that's a great idea. Nice.
It's particularly nice on the Christmas level because there's fireworks and such.
Yeah.
But,
fair enough.
Yeah,
very good.
Moving right along, Dan. Moving right along. Demio Battles. I got Kai into Demio Battles. He's been quite busy lately, but we snuck in one, and I'm enjoying it, Dan. I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
I got it. It's a grind though to unlock all those heroes. It is a grind.
Yeah, I'm planning to play some because I'm going back to the UK for 3 weeks from this week onwards, or by the time you listen to this podcast, I'll probably be in the air. But I'm excited to pick up or start playing a bit more of those because I'm going to have a ton of free time, especially in the morning. So I want to play stuff like Demio Battles to get started for sure.
Flats or regular Demio just came to Mac and iPad.
I saw.
I hope
on
Demio
iPad
Battles does too. Yeah,
that's really cool. I think that's going to be. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a hit. The App Store is just a completely different ball game, but. I don't have an iPad, but if I had one, that would be wicked. Just to play in the bed, with the, I think that would work so well on the iPad, to be honest. But yeah, that's a great thing.
Moving right along, Breachers, Dan, got a B-Haptics update, and it is sweet.
Is it tense?
It was very fun.
Is it more tense now that you're like, you don't want to get shot?
You feel every reload when you get shot behind, even though you die so quickly in the game, at least you know you got shot from behind.
Yeah.
And when the match starts, you get like it goes up and down. It's sort of like real quick.
Nice.
That feels nice. And yeah, you just feel it. It's so much more immersive and intense and beautiful. And it's so nice to finally have a game that I like want to use them with.
Yeah, and the initial shock value of that getting shot from the back or something like that and feeling it, even if it doesn't last that long, it's still gonna be really cool. So yeah, finally. I wonder if more game. What's the status on B-Haptics right now? Like, are you, because obviously Breachers have just got it, but are they putting more games in B-Haptics, or are you not sure? Because I didn't know if it was like just gradually getting better in terms of library.
I don't pay much attention to it, but I believe they've probably been expanding them.
Fair enough. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Golf Plus, as I mentioned previously,
B-Haptic support
good amount
as well.
I was wondering about that, but I don't think I'd want that on while I was trying to swing. Yeah. I think I'm 18 days, though. My streak is 18 days.
That's incredible.
There's been a couple where I just log in to get the daily, but most of the time I'm playing.
Nice.
And that's the point. That's what they want. They want you to do that every day, and then most of the time you'll end up playing.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Dan, I brought my headset to work actually today, and I played some Cubism when it got a little dark, so I had to adjust the light in the car, and I needed to be able to see out of my car. I wasn't driving. I was in
that pass-through mode's looking real nice.
Yeah, so I solved a few Cubism puzzles. I got in some Smash drums. Was still loving those DLCs. They're smashing. They're smashing.
Yeah, that's smashing.
And then I got in a whole dungeon run, Dan. Don't tell my boss.
In the car?
A whole dungeon run. No, I did it outside the car.
I was going to say, I was like, wow. I understand Cubism as Smash drums in the car, but...
No, Smash drums I got out of the car too. I did that in mixed reality mode, so I can kind of see.
Yeah, fair enough. So someone doesn't take the car, yeah, fair enough.
Dungeons and Eternity, no mixed reality mode. I was just next to my car.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, all great, all good times. I got stuck though. I got too many chests and not enough keys in that situation. Which is never fun.
Wait. Isn't it must be so cold now in Boston, no? Or
It's a little chilly. I play with gloves with Smash Drums.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I was like, it might be a bit chilly. But then I guess you get sweaty playing Dungeons of Eternity. You start warming up.
Yeah, other than your fingers. And, oh my gosh, Dan. So I played Dungeons at my first stop. Then at my next stop, I went to play Smash Drums. I put the wrist strap on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I let go to go put the other one on.
Yeah.
And the wrist straps on the Pro, if you rotate them in a certain way, they'll pop out.
Oh.
And it was rotated that way, and the thing just fell on the pavement and got dinged up.
No, the Quest Pro ones as well.
Yeah, well, one of them.
That's devastating.
I held on to the other
Is
one.
it bad, or just like you see a scuff?
I mean, you see the scuff, yeah. It doesn't affect it in any way, but it doesn't look perfect anymore.
Oh, I mean, I remember...
It's okay. It looks nice and used.
I did hit my wall with the Quest Pro straps, or the Quest Pro controller when I had him on. And what was it? Gorn. Yeah, I was playing Gorn. And that was devastating.
Dangerous.
I mean, I still returned it, but yeah, it was devastating.
And then last night I actually played a bunch of Dungeons of Eternity. I got in with TP from the Rough Talk Discord.
Nice.
And that was a good time.
Nice.
We crushed it. And then, all right, also in the Rough Talk Discord, I found out this game, Flight 74. I think it was just a one-day discount. It was 90% off, so I bought it for $2, Dan. It is the most bizarrely janky flying game, weird plot I've ever... It's kind of funny, though. It's kind of fun, and I only spent $2 on it, so...
This is VR?
You know, I'm okay about it. Yeah, it's VR, Dan, and it's hand-tracked. I didn't try it hand-tracked, but I played probably 15 to 20... probably a half hour. 20 to 30 minutes, I'd say. And let me tell you the quirky things, because I don't feel like I'm spoiling much in the first half hour, right? All right, so one of the missions, you've got to fly, and they give you a cup of coffee, and you can't spill like half of the coffee, but also at some point you lose vision, and you need to drink some of the coffee. So
to keep your vision up and such?
To regain your, because you're so fatigued. And so initially when I got in the mission, I didn't realize that was what you had to do. So I saw the coffee and I immediately just spilled a bunch of it, like just for fun. And I saw a cool liquid, VR. And so right off the bat, I didn't have a lot of coffee. And then I had to drink some, and then I lost the mission.
That's funny.
Another cool thing.
Yeah.
There's sunglasses on the seat next to you. You can put them on, Dan, and it make you see the difference of it feels like
you're wearing sunglasses. That's fun. It seems like an experimental, fun game.
The plot is driven by fake news segments, and the newscast anchor, her lip sync is out of audio. It's like out of sync with the audio.
It's a bit janky.
So it's that kind of, But the flying feels good. You'd fly with two hands as opposed to Ultra Wings with one. Although some of the planes in Ultra Wings might have two hands. I haven't played that much of it. So I did like the handling of the plane generally. And it's quirky. You fly for the cartel. Basically you're blackmailed into flying for the cartel.
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For
$2,
cool.
It must be
for $2. That's funny. Oh.
I think it's $20. I don't know that I'd spend $20. In fact, I know I would not spend $20 on it. But a sale, if you can find Flight 74 on sale, preferably probably in the $5 range, I'd say.
It is on Quest as well. Just FYI.
Yeah, that's what I bought it on Quest.
Oh, it was $2 on there. God damn it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can still... It says, like, flash sale 50% off to celebrate a hand-tracking update. Use promo code hand-C69323 for 10.
There you go.
Yeah,
you might want to just Google Flight 74 code or something, because there might be other codes out there.
Yeah.
Or join the Rough Talk VR Discord, and whatever that code was posted in there that I'm not going to remember off the top of my head, you can find it somewhere in there.
Nice.
All right, Dan, we're rounding this out. We're almost to the end. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm not sorry. This is why we're here.
This is why we're here, and I'm glad I haven't played any games, so, you know, it's the show is yours.
So I tried out Steam Link. I don't remember what game I played. I must have been Demio Battles that I played it through Steam Link. I might have played that flat, Dan. I don't remember what I played. Whatever I tried, it worked pretty smoothly.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll talk a bit more about that in a second.
But yeah, I saw it in the news.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we'll talk about that.
it was something I played though, so I got to talk about it in something I played.
Very much. Go.
Town Scraper VR, Dan. This game was on sale last week, and it is interesting. I lost track of time for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes probably. And I'm seeing a trend here. And basically you have a circle on the ground or some sort of shape with cells on it.
Right.
Or
a grid.
A grid, yeah. That's what they call that.
Yeah.
And you've got two like chopsticks, two point pencils or whatever. Each one you can change colors on with the thumbsticks, and then you're just putting down houses. And as you put houses down, if you put a house on top of like another house, it might change the form. And then it just all is sort of, I don't know, procedurally generated is what you'd say. And then sometimes birds are there, and you can kind of pull yourself in to scale it up or scale down. And that's about it, Dan. It's just a colorful game.
This seems like a very relaxing game just to build towns kind of thing, and it's not too difficult.
It's a sandbox.
You're just pressing buttons and kind of experimenting a little bit.
100%. It is 100% sandbox. There's no winning or losing. You're just chilling out, maxing, and relaxing, all cool. And it shows the controllers in the game, so it's a pretty good game, I'd say, to show somebody VR.
That's cool.
Because there's no moving. Well, there's moving, I guess, because you pull yourself in the same way you would move in Demio.
Yeah. A lot of good reviews and only $10 US. And the only not bad review, but the only it's on Xbox, by the way. It's on different things like that.
Yeah, it's also flat.
But a lack of boats is what someone says. They said, we've got the canals, we would like to add a boat on the canal. Apart from that,
I like it.
That sounds like a really nice, relaxing one. That's like it might be a hidden gem. Town Scraper VR. Definitely check that out, everyone listening and watching for sure.
Dan, was there one I skipped over? Oh, Richie's Plank, Dan. I played some Richie's Plank. They got a new mixed reality update, and it'd been about 2 years since I hopped in this.
Yeah.
And likewise. Little spoiler, you'll eventually hear a interview with Richie.
Later this month.
In the near future. Yeah.
A Christmas special, shall we say.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Dan, when I first hopped in this game, I blew my fucking mind, Dan. It blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, it's a city, you're so high. I couldn't walk out that plank. I had to get myself going to do it. This time,
no problem.
Just nonchalant, just cool. Oh yeah, the city is all right. The plank's really cool though.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hop off. Oh, I fall. I'm completely numb to heights in VR. It's a little scary.
I think, and now that I've played Assassin's Creed, especially, that when you're always jumping off and such, I have no fear. The only fear I had was when I did the locomotion Squid Game one, where you had to walk on a glass bridge. And if you step on
it would shatter.
Yeah, you have to step on the wrong one. There's two, you can go one or two ways, and if you choose the wrong one, you'll fall straight down. And once you do it once, then it's fine. But the first time you do it, it's like, oh, and you're wearing a B haptics vest and such, right? So you feel like a bit of a haptics as you're going down.
Did your knees buckle?
Knees didn't buckle, but I was a little bit. That for some reason, I think it's the locomotion ones that still make me buckle when it comes to heights. Like I did the Far Cry one back, I think last year, and that was the same when you're walking on this thin bridge, and I was buckling because I was walking. But if I was to do that in just standalone VR, just standing
joystick,
I wouldn't really feel any issues. Or I felt whatever, like in Hubris or something like that. But yeah, when you're actually walking, it makes it more real, and I think that's why Richie's Plank works so well for people who are new in VR. The fear of you have to physically walk.
If you have not engrossed yourself yet in VR, try Richie's Plank experience, because it will mean so much more to you now than it will ever once you're used to VR. Yeah,
and it's perfect for the Christmas parties, kind of say, with your family around.
Dan, I'm so glad you said this, because it is it's weird that it's a single player game, but it's so good for a gathering. And don't push people in this game, and support them.
No.
But
You
yeah,
don't
it
want
is
to
a
do that.
great game to get everybody in the family around, cast it up on your TV, and yeah. So the mixed reality update, you start in. I'm getting pings up the wazoo here.
That's fine. Just take the watch off.
Wait, do not disturb. Jiminy Crickets, I forgot where I was
You're
at,
saying
Dan.
party. You're saying don't encourage people to be pushed off.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great party game. Oh, the mixed reality mode, Dan. So you start off in your room, and then there's an elevator in your real room.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the elevator, and then you're in the virtual world. So that part is much more immersive.
That's cool.
Because you feel like you're going from your like real life
Up to the
into VR. Yeah.
nice. And then when you're on the plank in mixed reality, are you still in virtual world, or what does that
Yeah,
look like?
yeah. It's all at that point. It's all virtual. Yeah.
I was
You're only in MR at the base of the elevator.
You know what would be really cool is if your floor started to disappear and you were just standing on a plank. And you know, like how the what's it called?
But you walk out to the plank. You don't start on the plank.
No, yeah. You go in the elevator and you go up, and then maybe you're on some sort of edge or whatever, and then the plank's out, but then you see your floor just disappearing. You know, like how First Encounters, you see like the ceiling crash through with the spaceship and things go. That'd be cool if the floor was also like that, where it just crashes and such. Maybe it's harder to do because the floor is different for every single house, where the ceiling for most people's houses are probably all almost identical or very similar, like white or cream color on the ceilings normally for most people's houses or apartments. But I thought that's what I was thinking. I was like, you're basically still in your house, but basically you have a thin platform in your house now.
I see. You thought that you made the height, that they made the heights like you just saw down.
Yeah.
Everything was below.
Yeah. That's what I imagined it to be. So I didn't realize it was before you get in, it's mixed reality, but then it's still cool though. That adds to the multiplayer aspect of it, I would say, or the gathering aspect.
Definitely,
for sure.
Definitely.
Nice. And that was your list.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. I think that made up for the lack of VR that I've been doing. So I think
glad I could be here.
One of us has to carry this podcast. One of us has to. All right.
If you play a lot, I just end up going really fast.
You just go faster. That's all. I feel like the list is always like 8 to 10 games anyway. But
I try.
I saw a Techman tweet.
No Assassin's Creed though.
Yeah,
sorry everybody. Anyway, go on.
I saw Techman Drew, friend of the show. He tweeted saying this was yesterday. This was on Sunday, so I was not well yesterday, and he tweeted saying, "Oh, I've just been 5.5 hours in VR straight," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, it must be nice. I've been lying down for a while. Must be nice." He must be playing Arizona Sunshine 2, which is out today. For those who are listening to the podcast on release. Okay, so let's get into our main topic of the show, the Quest Holiday Buying Guide. And I wanted to start off our, I wouldn't say Christmas because everyone celebrates something different. So the holiday episodes with the buying guide, because people will kind of want to hear this guide at the beginning of December when they're still buying gifts, or buying a Quest 3 or so like that. Also and such.
Or Dan, do they want to know how their Santa did with, and if their Santa got them the right stuff?
Exactly, the right stuff. You're right. So yeah, let's kick it off with the buying guide. And I wrote down basically 10 questions, and they go through all the different types of things you want to know, starting from like which hardware to get, which kind of accessories do we recommend, and then a quick note on game stuff. But let's start with the first question that I wrote down here, Samson. I'm going to throw it up to you first. 128 gig versus 512 gig.
Well, Dan, I happen to have just helped a friend out who's getting a Quest for the holidays, and he asked me this same question. And knowing him, he does have a PC, Dan. I told him 128 right off the bat. Because I don't see him as a hardcore gamer who's going to want to play 5 to 7 games at a time, especially not the big ones.
Yep.
And so he'll be able to use the cloud saves and just uninstall and install things much like you used to do, but probably not at the same rate you used to do it, because I don't think he's going to have a lot. He wants to play Flight Sim, and he'll probably play the golf games and a few others, So that's where I think I'm at. I think for most people, the 128 is going to be okay.
Yeah. I agree.
But it's a money issue, right? If you have the money, I'd say, yeah, go for 512. It's nice.
It's $150. It's a stretch.
Huge.
It is stretch though. It is 100. I think that's 250 US difference, right?
Yeah, it's half a terabyte though.
It is half a terabyte. Yeah, that's true. Like it's $150 difference, but it is a big leap in storage, right? I think if it was 256 or 512, the 150 is not warranted whatsoever.
Yeah, it's much closer.
But the 128 to 512. So basically, your answer is if you are planning to use PC VR.
It's 4 times the size, Dan. I did the math on Google.
Thanks for that check. So you're saying that the PC VR player should start with 128, and especially if they're going to play mostly on PC VR.
Yeah, I think if you are not somebody who wants to play every game out there that's huge, right? Like Asgard's. If you're somebody who's like, oh, Asgard's Wrath, Arizona Sunshine, other Assassin's Creed, these are the games I'm getting this quest for, and that I really want to play, and that I want to play them all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who's like, I want to get this to work out, play multiplayer games with my friends, like golf or table tennis, which I think is a good amount of people out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the people that listen to this pod, and maybe the people who listen to this pod probably get this 512. But yeah, there's going to be a money balance, and for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'd say if money is no issue to you, 512, hell yeah.
Yeah,
but I do think you're going to be okay with the 128, most people.
Yeah, and you got to remember that games nowadays are like 15 to 30 gig ranging. I think Assassin's Creed is 25 gig. Asgard's Wrath, I believe that it would be
30 something.
Yeah, right? I can't remember exactly. I think Arizona Sunshine. Actually, I don't know Arizona Sunshine. But yeah, like 15. I think Walking Dead's around 15 gig, the second one, and such. And that's now. Okay, I think the other thing that you need to consider is the longevity of your Quest. For me, I bought the 64 gig Quest 2, as a lot of people know listening to this podcast, and it was fine for the first year or so. But then as it built up, and obviously doing the podcast, like we buy more games than not because, if we want to test them out, we want to try and research purposes.
Plus, your favorite game is
Medal of Honor is not even going to fit on there. But yeah, I think you got to think of longevity more than anything. Like, there is a strong case where if you don't have a PC VR, a PC setup, and you do want to play some of the games, well, not some of the games, like you do want to get into VR, like you're playing it a few nights every single week, regardless on how many games you're buying. But like in terms of if you're playing a few nights every single week, I think it's going to be worth saving up and getting the 512. Just because of longevity wise, like, you might see if we're starting to have some Quest 3 exclusives from next year onwards, you might see bigger storage options. And, they did the same thing with the Quest 2. They got rid of the 64 gig and they went to 128, and they could easily do the same thing later down the road as well. So it's not an easy question. I think if you're gifting it someone, I think it's an easy question. I think most likely it's be 128 unless, they're a massive big VR head. But yeah, if you're buying for the self,
I think if it's a gift too, you almost want to gift. If you're gonna spend that much money, like the 512 type of money, you might want to just get some accessories with the 128 and pimp that ride.
But moving on to the second question here, and what people would normally ask is, how about the Quest 2? The Quest 2, as you know, Samson, over Black Friday and Thanksgiving holidays, sold a considerable amount of Quest because of the deals,
It's hot.
right? It's hot. It's the hottest VR headset on the market right now, and it came out 3 years ago.
It's hot.
You know,
It's hot.
how about the Quest 2? Why wouldn't I gift someone or buy someone the Quest 2? It's only $200 or so, right?
Yeah, the Quest 2 is a good option out there if you have even less money to be able to spend, right? So we're at what, 650, 500, and then 250, half the price. So I'd say if you can afford a Quest 3, do not get the Quest 2. But if your price range is at Quest 2, you're going to get. There's some games that are probably going to be supported on Quest 2 for the next 3 to 5 years, right? You eventually won't be able to play the newest games, and certainly won't be able to play the newest games at the highest level. But I'd say like your Golf Plus and your Walkabout, probably 3 more years on the Quest 2 at least, I'd say.
And 256 gig, remember? So, right? 256 gig? Or, yeah, that's right. Unless they do 2 SKUs. I can't remember, Samson. It's been a while since I've looked at the Quest 2, to be honest. I'm going to have to go onto Meta's website for a quick second. But I think the thing is with the Quest 2, it's a good gift for people who are younger, shall we say?
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely for more of a kid, you'll definitely go for that. You'll also... I don't. So, okay, this is the hard thing. Normally, I'd say completely no, just avoid it. The reason why is because as good as this deal is, right, for 250, for I think 128 gig is 250. As good as that deal is, we're heavily rumored that the Quest 3 Lite is coming at the start of the year.
That's true.
Right, at the beginning of the year. It's basically probably going to be very much similar to the Quest 2, but it has the new chipset. So when those exclusive games start happening, which I predict will be from the start of next holiday, like you'll get at least 1 or 2, I think, big Quest 3 exclusives.
For sure.
You're just going to be bang out of luck with your Quest 2. So it's a hard sell.
I'm not recommending anybody get this like off the bat, but if your price point, if you're desperately wanting to get in VR and this is your price point and this is what you got to do, like it's what you got to do, and I think it's a pretty decent entry into VR.
Even then, I think for the individual user, I think it's better to even if you're at that price point and you can't afford the 128 Quest 3, just start saving, but not for the Quest 3. I understand that's difficult because it is an expensive device in the end of the day, but the Quest 3 Lite, it probably is going to be around the same price as the Quest 2 currently.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, probably just wait.
It might just get that $299, right? So you might as well maybe save up that $50 or so, or wait for the holidays. Maybe someone will gift you some money, an Amazon gift card or something like that.
Somebody's gifting you this Quest 2.
Just send it back. But yeah, I would say wait. Now, here's the only other thing, Samson, before we move on. If you're getting this for like a loved one, say it's for like your husband or wife, and let's say you've got this guy who is who's always in VR, okay, and his wife's always curious. Maybe she goes into a couple walkabout sessions now and again, but you really want to get your wife a walkabout, a Quest, so you can play together, kind of thing. Or your husband.
There you go. Quest 2.
There you go, Quest 2. I would say if you're going to get a secondary Quest,
it was almost like a real story. It felt like.
Yeah, because I was thinking of some people we know. I don't want to name names who did the same thing. So yeah, I think that's the perfect case scenario, is that you buy it as either secondary Quest for yourself, for like keeping around. If you want someone to come over, you have this cheaper one that they can just jump in, or that you give them the Quest 3 and you can jump into the Quest 2 whilst you're playing Demio together, whilst you're playing Walkabout together. So I would say as a secondary Quest, it's a decent one. Still, once again, I'd say potentially save for the Quest 3 Lite, to be honest, but I understand some people can't wait, and that's fair enough. That's totally fair enough. Christmas is this year, so but yeah,
it'll be next year too, I think. But
think so.
It's also this year.
I think it'll be next year as well. All right, let's move on. That's the hardware. Let's move on to the accessories. Okay, and let's start off with head straps. Now, you can get two different types of head straps. You get battery head straps, you can get standard ones. Okay, let's start with the standard ones. Officially, you can get the Elite strap to upgrade that soft strap. Well, first of all, Samson, should you...
No, you can't get that right now, Dan.
Yeah, you can. That's the battery one you're thinking
Oh, not
of.
the battery. You can't.
That's the battery one. First of all, let's talk about the soft strap. Soft strap is not very good, right? It's not very nice. It's better.
Listen, Dan, I know some people who enjoy the soft strap, but they're not me. They're not me, Dan. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
I think the soft strap is good for the first 10, 15 minutes that you try the VR, but you're going to quickly... And the thing is, right, if you're listening to this and you go, yeah, but I'm a casual player, I literally do play Walkabout with my spouse or whatever like that, and I still don't recommend the soft strap, and I recommend upgrading it. And the reason why is because the soft strap is so finicky to put on. Like you get it on, and then once it's on your head, then you have to move the two the straps behind it, and it's not complicated. It's not easy. And then you get something like the Elite strap, which just has a dial, and you put it on, tighten it up, you're good. And you can give that to anyone. You're thinking about Richie's plank experience. Give that to someone with the Elite strap, and they're putting the Quest on themselves. You won't even need to help them. You know.
It's easy.
I think that's comfort-wise, of course, but I do think the worst part of the soft strap is putting it on. I think it's so annoying.
100%. One thing I love about the hard straps is that you can put the VR headset on and then usually crank them back.
Yep.
You can do that with the Halo. You can kind of do that with the Elite strap.
Yep.
And it just makes it easier than like
Please.
trying to I feel like the other one I guess you can kind of do it like that way, but I always ended up kind of like doing it at the same. I don't know. I hate it. I hate it
too.
But there are people who like it, so maybe you want to give yourself like a week or two with trying it. Go for it.
There's always people that are gonna like there's always a niche category for everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's fair enough.
And there are other ways you can make it slightly more comfortable, like 3D printing yourself a back pad back there.
I think you can buy them on Amazon too for
things like that.
10, 15 on Etsy or something. You can buy like the back pad for it, and it makes it much more comfortable. But like I said, my problem is like actually putting it on in the first place. But anyway, so you have the Elite strap. It's an expensive purchase, coming at $70. It's actually a good gift, I would say, because most likely if someone's already got the 128 or is getting one or getting a Quest for Christmas, they may have not picked up another strap because there's another $70 on top of it, right? Yeah. So these expensive meta accessories, which we'll go through as we get through this list, are probably going to be good gifts for people who are already getting their headset.
There are third-party options too.
So what do you recommend
much cheaper
third-party wise? Have you
Dan, I haven't tried many of them other than my Bobo.
Fair enough.
My Bobo is probably the most expensive of the third parties.
Which
I
is
like
the battery,
it,
right?
But I do wish I had the silicone, as I mentioned before, faceplate, so I could tighten it really close. So I've heard good things about this Zyber.
So I rock the Zyber strap. In fact, I was filming a YouTube video recently, and I had the Elite strap, and I hadn't used the Elite strap for ages because I was on Bobo for a while, and then obviously I put out the video, and then I'm now on Zyber from that moment onwards. And when I first tried the Zyber strap, and I'll put it on screen here for people in the video who can see this here. When I first tried the Zyber strap, I thought the big top thick padding which goes on top of your head was very unnecessary. Okay, I was like, there's no need for it. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is, but it's like, it's no need for it. And then I realized, obviously, if you are bold, it adds much more padding on the top, which helps. But
has it grown on you?
Big time. So I hadn't used the Elite strap for ages. I actually bought a new one because I returned my original one because I was like, I got the Zyber one, I got the Bobo one, I'm good. But I bought it again just to compare the two. And as soon as I put it on, I was like, wow, I missed the top padding on the strap.
Dan.
Yeah.
You're going to send your Bobo away, right? Somebody want it.
Yes. Someone on the Discord's already messaged me and given me his address. So I'm going to take it to the post office this week and see how much it costs for me to send this strap. And I might...
Well, Dan, because this reminds me, that same person won the 7th guest giveaway we had in the LTO
Oh,
Discord.
what a week or what a month he's having.
Yeah, he won them all. He's gonna play his new game with his new head strap.
Very nice. I mean, hold on. Who?
So, congrats to Destiny.
Destiny,
there we
that's
go.
it.
Destiny 11.
Destiny 11. Yeah, I was going to say someone else then, but I didn't want to say the name.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure before I.
Yeah, very
confirm
much
it.
so. Very much so. Yeah, don't watch my review Destiny 11, but it's free, so enjoy it. Enjoy it. I don't know whether or not I can ship him the battery or not. I'll have to wait and see what the post office says. He might have to buy the battery separate, but I'll let him know. Anyway, back on the Zyber strap, I actually really like the top strap. Like it's actually really comfortable to have it on the top. And then as soon as I filmed what I needed to film with the Elite strap, I took it off, put the Zyber back on, and I was like, yeah, this is so much more comfortable. So as someone who was a massive fan of the Elite strap for ages, after trying the Zyber strap in terms of the comfort, I actually prefer it. So
You like it?
the only problem with the Zyber strap, and it's not really a problem, it's just the fact that it's third party, is that it doesn't look as sleek as the Elite strap or any of the official accessories. So that's why when you're given a gift, maybe you want something more sleek, or so. I don't know, but the Elite strap coming in at $70, the Zyber Elite strap coming in at $40 and somewhat less sometimes on Amazon. I would highly recommend the Zyber. Friend of the show, D-Max, who's on Discord, he actually DM'd me the other day and he said he just got his Kiwi strap and he's really liking it. And I think he had the Zyber one as well. Let me just double check.
I think so.
Yeah, he says compared to the Zoc and the Zyber straps, it's the bomb. But he needs a few more days. He says he's only had it for a couple of days to test it, but he really likes it as well overall. So there's a lot of good third parties out there.
I did see Bobo has a sort of fitness strap or something they call it. It looks kind of like your Elite strap there, but a little smaller.
It looks kind of like the strap that you wanted, right? The M1 kind of thing, but without the battery.
It's not a Halo though.
Oh, okay. I see. But yeah, a lot of good standard straps. Like the Elite strap is a solid gift. Don't get me wrong; it's a really good strap. But comfort levels, I'm starting to like the third parties a bit more, and I never thought I'd say that, but yeah.
I need a battery on the back.
Let's talk about that.
I need counterweight.
Let's go into question 4 out of 10.
It's almost like I knew what was coming.
Battery head straps, okay, or battery banks, because obviously some people are okay with just having a battery bank on their pocket or strapped onto their standard head strap. But so Samson, you rock the Bobo.
Dan,
yeah,
I know all about batteries here because I've got Bobo batteries, I've got the Elite strap with battery, and I used to use the VR power battery.
Go for it. What's your recommendation?
The VR power battery is huge and heavy, but it lasts forever, and it was a great counterweight. I miss it. I don't use it anymore because now I just use the Bobos, which are a bit lighter and don't feel as good as a counterweight, Dan. But they do feel. I do feel them, and it's not bad. I don't feel like I can completely rate this head strap yet because I don't have my silicone pleather face.
Yeah.
So I know it's not as comfortable as it potentially can be. I still like it.
Yeah.
And I stopped using the Elite strap because without the PU leather, I really don't like the Elite strap because I feel like I have to tighten it way too tight.
I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think I see. I'm somebody who loves to have the safety of knowing my headset's not going to die. So I always overcharge, over battery, over prepare in this way. So I love all the battery things, both because they extend my playtime and as the counterweight. It's like a twofer, Dan. I don't think that they're at all necessary for most people.
Yep.
But if you're playing walkabout with 5+ people, you might kill your battery in one 18-hole round.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you get very. I've had that with the Quest 2 many times when we were like 7 people, like a full house, and it died. It barely makes it through 18. So, but I mean, the Quest 3 battery is meant to be the same. But yeah, same kind of thing. So. You're right. I've just when you were talking there, I was just looking at the VR power because it's been a very long time since I actually Looked at that. I remember that coming out, and it was really well received for the Quest 2. And I can see that they've got it seems like they've updated it for the Quest 3, and it works for both now. I'm intrigued. I might have to pick that up and see if it works well, and it's compatible with an Elite strap or something like that too.
Yeah, it comes with like straps that you just
snap it on,
like Velcro. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't thought of this for years. So yeah, that's an interesting one. The VR power. So definitely check out the VR power. I'm not sure. I've not tested it. I've not tried it at all. My thing with the battery straps is you've got the meta official version, which has now been taken off shelves. Like, you can't physically buy it, and I think we mentioned this last week on the show. If you find one, just don't buy it, because it's probably going to have the issue. And they're changing it now, and probably, I'm not sure if they're going to get it out before Christmas, but definitely after, they'll have a new one, which probably will work fine, and that's good. But right now, you have to avoid it. The Bobo batteries, I mean, I made a video about not liking it, but then I realized that a lot of people were liking it with the battery performance. So it seems like the battery performance with the Bobo might vary just depending on which one you got in the supply chain. So
they've mostly lasted me okay.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's hit and miss with that, is what I would say. Like, you probably are going to be fine, but then, like, I got apparently a dud model in the end of the day. Yeah. So what I would say when it comes to battery head straps is just to wait a little bit. Kiwi Design have just come out with theirs, which promises 15 watts. Yeah. Of power. So it should be, I mean, the Quest is 18 watts to 45 watts, but 15 watts should be decent enough to charge up the head strap, and they do claim like some good numbers. So definitely took a look at the Kiwi Design one. I'm trying to get my hands on it. I've been in contact with them, but I'm trying to get my hands on the battery trap just to try it out. But they're coming, so I'm not sure if you should gift a battery trap to someone. I feel like you should just hold off on that and let the user decide if they want to get one of those. Yeah. You've also got the Zyber battery.
Or if you've got it, get it.
The Zyber battery goes over your neck as well, around your neck.
Oh, yeah. I heard good things about that if you don't plan to move much.
Yeah, you got this Zyber power bank which goes around your neck. I would not recommend buying this as a gift, because let the user decide if they want to do this or not. Yeah. But if you are just in the curious and was going to buy it for yourself, I've heard a lot of good things from other people. They were going to send me one, and I said no, because I said I'm not going to wear that. I'm just not going to. But fair play to you, do. All right, let's move on to the fifth. We're halfway through. Facial covers. When it comes to facial covers, the one that comes with the Quest is fine, it's decent, but it's not amazing. It's head and shoulders better than the Quest 2 version, but there are way better alternatives out there. First of all, if I kick off this conversation, if you're into VR workouts, get yourself a silicone facial cover that you can just put on the top of your current facial cover. You can buy a 2-pack off Amazon for like $20. They're cool because they just slide on top of the facial cover. You do like a VR workout in Supernatural, Thrill of the Fight or whatever. You can take it off, rinse it off, and you're good to go. It's also good for hygienic purposes. If you want to pass the headset around, you could probably just, Meta do an official version of this, but it's the full facial cover, so you have to remove that every time, so it's not as convenient. But Samson, you bought that, right?
It's one I use for now.
Yeah, do you like it, or is it still not exactly what you're looking for?
Dan, it's not what I'm looking for. I mentioned this once. I've mentioned this 1,000 times. I want a PU leather interface, and it's coming early next month. And I can already get it from AMVR, but I don't want it from AMVR.
Yeah, I mean, AMVR. I've never tried those. I know Alan got his. It's only $7. Oh no, it's not. It's $35. It's $7 when you go on the homepage, but when you click on it, it's $35. Yeah, AMVR do a leather one that goes on the face. Just goes on the face. Of course, it does. That's a facial cover. But the one that we both used last year was for the last generation was the Kiwi, not the Kiwi Design, the VR cover one. And I always had a great time with that. And yeah, I personally am also waiting for that one, which will be at the end of the year. So facial covers in terms of gifts and such, I would say I would say stick to what you have and get the silicone sleeve one if you do VR workouts, because it'll help with the hygiene. But you might be able to last for another month. But some people don't like the leather one either, so it's really a personal preference.
Yeah.
So
some people don't mind this facial interface that comes stock either.
yeah, I don't mind it, but I know I know it's not that. It just needs to be thicker.
Yeah.
It just needs to have more padding. Like it's, like
That's what she said.
sure. Moving on to knuckle straps, or what Meta calls the active straps. These are the straps that go around your knuckles and are normally better for VR workouts. But to be honest, since I've got my AMVR ones, I've been using them for everything, and I feel like I can't live without them.
Nice.
Samson, you got the official ones, the Meta ones, which are like $40, which are fine, but they're missing the wrist strap. Is what the main thing for you?
Yeah, I haven't used them in a while because I use the Pro controllers, which don't have any knuckle straps, Dan. No company has made them.
Really?
What the deuce?
That is what the deuce. That is very surprising.
Maybe they have, and if they have, I'm glad I made them wrong. Get at me in the comments.
Yeah, very well, very well. I did a YouTube video on this one, comparing the Meta one versus the AMVR ones. I really like the AMVR ones. This is a solid gift for people, a good stocking stuffer.
I didn't mind the Meta ones. I don't think they were probably worth their price, and they're some people would probably find that fabric irritating. I didn't.
Yeah, I found it scratchy a little bit, but I didn't find it irritating too much. It was the fact that for some reason the way they're built, because it's so close to the controller, there's not much gap between the controller and the strap. Is you kind of need to do it quite tight to get that proper grip, and then I can feel the irritation or something. It gets really hot and sweaty. I feel in there, where the AMVR ones, they do have a little bit of a gap. I'll just bring it on the video.
The breathe.
Yeah, they have just a little bit of a. I don't know if that was intentional, but it just gives that a bit more breathing room from where it sits on your knuckles to the actual controller, which just makes it a little bit nicer. And plus, the wrist strap is still intact as well, which is nice. Okay, Samson, any thoughts on prescription lenses, or do you have any on? I guess you don't need it, right?
I don't have to pay anybody to be able to see, Dan. So
that's fine. I'll quickly say this: prescription lenses, you can get them from a ton of places. Get magnetic ones so you can pop them in and then pop them out really easily. The ones that Meta sell directly on their website, I believe, are the clip-in ones, which are a pain if you're sharing the headset with someone, or if you're wearing your contact lenses or something like that for one of the days, to kind of clip them out, because the plastic is thin and it could break easily. That's what happened to my Quest 2 versions. The ones I have has been sent by a company, VR Wave. They're solid. I don't use a prescription anymore though, but thanks for waving, Samson, when I said VR Wave.
That's my VR Wave.
But yeah, the main thing is like VR Wave or not VR Wave, just get magnetic ones. There's a bunch of companies out there that do them, and they're going to be great. The prescription lenses are going to be so good, and they are expensive. Like they do range from like $80 to $120 depending on your prescription strength. But I don't know how I use a Quest 2 without them, to be honest. Like as soon as I bought them, it was a game changer.
Kim uses them, right?
Yeah,
and I think Brandon.
She uses they use a different company. I don't know which one. VR Wave just came out with theirs. It's the one that I used last year. That's why I'm talking about them. And I've got the Quest 3 version. So because you got a blue light filter one that they gave me with no prescription. But yeah, this is going to be even though the Quest 3 does have the facial cover that you can extend, with as a glasses spacer. But when you do that, you do lose FOV. So.
I'm so afraid of lenses scratching the lenses, too.
Yeah. I mean, I think the lens is scratching the lens. I think the lenses protect the lenses.
You don't think glass on glass is bad?
I think the lenses are plastic. I guess they're not plastic. They're really thin glass, probably, but they're not butt against it. They do protrude out, especially with the magnetic ones. They do protrude out.
No, I'm saying if you went in wearing glasses to your VR headset,
absolutely, yeah. If the glasses, I don't like that either. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, let's round it off here with the last three pretty quick ones. 8 cases. Samson, do you use a case?
No case over here. I usually throw a hoodie in the bottom of my bag or wrap the thing in a hoodie. And I have the Bobo, so it folds up real nice and tight.
It does, yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I had the official Quest 2 case last generation rather, and it was really good. I really liked it. But I always kept it in the case, so I didn't use VR as much. Now I just have it right in front of me, so it's much more inviting. Obviously, I'm going on a flight in a week's time when I bring my Quest with me. I'm planning to just put it in my box, like the one that came with, and then just put my strap in like the luggage or whatever like that, and just put it in a box, and that's fine because I'm not going to use it on the flight, obviously. But well, not obviously anymore.
You should.
They're not small
You could
enough.
probably. I imagine camera bags might be pretty good.
Yeah, potentially. The one thing about gifting someone a case now is that it doesn't fit every single strap, so you got to make sure you get the right case if you're going to do it.
I almost forgot the most important accessory: a lens cover.
I don't know. Use a lens cover. Do you use a lens cover?
I put a lens cover on it every time I'm not using it.
Yeah, I mean that's that. If you're going to put it in a hoodie, then a lens cover seems to be a good idea just in case.
And just take it anywhere. I don't want light to ever hit it. If light comes in through a window and it might reflect off a mirror and then reflect off another mirror, and then it ends up and triangulated into my burning lenses. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. A lot of if you buy a third-party accessory on Amazon, it would come with a lens cover. Sometimes they throw that in for free. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. Instead of getting a case, if with just a lens cover. But yeah, with the cases, hold off for them buying them as gift because it depends on which strap they're going to buy. And also, what I noticed on Amazon, you can buy thin cases,
definitely,
which look nice because they keep the profile and they keep the controllers in. But you have to use a soft strap with it, so stay away from those thin cases. It just doesn't work the same. The Quest might be thin, but once you add the facial cover and the strap on, it just becomes another Quest 2 in a way.
We need some cool 3D printed or wood ones.
Wood. That'd be a stand.
Wood's
as
good,
a case. Jerry. That's a heavy case.
Yeah, whatever. It's sturdy. It's nice.
And then the only other thing really is any other accessories that you can buy. The Quest dock, the Meta Quest dock. I feel like that would be a great gift because it's freaking expensive.
I love the idea of it.
Like, would you be happy if Santa got you a Quest dock?
Sure. If somebody gave that to me, I'd use it. I'd never buy it.
There we go. So it's a perfect gift.
I'd also never buy it for somebody.
It's a great gift. It's expensive. It's $130, but it'll be a solid gift because most people won't even bother buying this, especially if they're just buying their Quest for the first time. Audio, Samsung, use the Power Core headphones.
Yeah, Soundcore, I believe it's called. And yeah, I like them a lot. Or honestly, a lot of the time, I'm just using stock audio for the Quest 3. But for games like Breachers and stuff, I'm definitely throwing in my headphones.
Nice. Yeah, you could use any wired headphones.
They're overpriced, but yeah, you could use any headphones.
Soundcore were 50% off on Best Buy yesterday, and
that's a good deal.
It was only $50.
You should have gotten them.
$50 Canadian. I actually did buy them, and I never picked them up because I decided against it. So they cancelled the order.
Oh my god, dude.
I was like, do I really need? I don't think I need this.
You don't need them for sure, but would they?
They were $50 Canadian, also at $30-$40 US. That's a steal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. But
you could have bought them and then sold them today for.
I could have. I should have just given it away, shouldn't I? God. Yeah. Anyway, never mind.
Come on, Dan. Never thinking ahead.
And then just a really, really quick thing. I just want to mention a quick note for anyone thinking of buying games. You obviously can't buy games in the store. It just doesn't work the same. It's all digital. Buy them a gift card because there's so many sales. There's probably sales on happening right now. There's a starter pack, which includes a bunch of games. But there's loads of Christmas sales, Boxing Day sales on the Quest store. It's probably not as good as a Steam sale because that's notorious to be amazing. But it's pretty solid.
I mean, and that Black Friday sale was really good, Dan.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And I'm pretty sure the December 26th sale is going to be really good too. So, yeah. And if you're buying a gift card too, the games normally range from $20 to $30 when it comes to a range of games or like sale games and such. The big titles are like $40 to $50. I mean, Asgard's Wrath, I think 60 or 55 or something, but
there's a lot of bundles right now.
There is a lot of bundles right now at the time of recording. But yeah, anyway, that's our buying guide. I know that was much longer than I expected, but that is our buyer's guide. If you have any thoughts or opinions or anything like that, drop it in the comments below in the YouTube or on the Discord. Let us know, because I'm sure other people will be interested. Even if they already have a Quest 3, they'll be definitely interested in the accessories and such. All right, that'll do for part one, mega part one. In part two, we'll go over the VR news, where we only have a couple, so it kind of balances it out. So we'll see you then.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two of the VR news, and we're going to start off with the first one, which is a hot off the press. We've got a new update, v60. Now, with a v60 update, I expect it to be absolutely massive. So you can judge if it's going to be massive. Let me go through what we have, and then we can talk about it. We now got pass-through during app load. So right now, when you load an app, it goes dark for a while, and then the splash screen comes on, and then yada, yada, yada. Now what's going to happen, and if developers support this too, is that instead of going into black, it will put it in pass-through mode. So when it's loading, it's in pass-through, and then the splash screen can just appear in mixed reality, and then will take you into the game, which is a really interesting thing. I think it's going to throw me off when I first do it, because I'll be like, why is it not loading? And then it gets into it. But
you'll see like that Golf Plus, or like you'll see something, right?
Yeah, you'll see something on there. It's currently supported by Unity, so I think it's just waiting for I think hold on. Yeah, I don't think Unity have fully supported it yet. I think you can vote for it if you're a developer, if you want that feature to be added, but I'm sure it'll be added to every single game, to be honest, once it becomes a bit more mainstream. The Quest Pro has got a mixed reality performance boost, which is interesting. So it's hard for me to compare, because I don't know if I've not seen it, right? It's a hard one. Well, I wonder if it's going to look. It's not going to look as good as the Quest 3, of course, but I wonder how improved it's going to be. It's a hard one. Like, I'm looking at the press release here. There's no real screenshots of what it will look like, so it's hard for me to judge, to be honest. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what that is. If people have the Quest Pro, it's pretty exciting, I guess. They're still thinking about it.
There's dozens of us of them.
You can probably count it on the hand. All right, so the next thing is that you've got Horizon Worlds destinations are now in your library. So basically it adds the Horizon Worlds tab to your headset's library, which then you can go through different destinations directly. More and more stuff that they're plugging for Horizon onto your...
Wait, so it'll be like with my apps?
Yes, it'll be within your apps, essentially.
God,
I know.
It's already so cluttered, Dan.
I don't like it, because give us folders so we can... like when you first bought like an iPhone or like an Android phone, you have a folder and you put in all the stock stuff in there. This is what you want. You want to need folders so you can put all the stuff in the bin, basically, or in the folder bin. But never mind. This one I'm really excited about. So we have some new home environments.
You lying.
No, we got some new home environments. So we have a Blue Hill gold mine, which puts you in cowboy boots back in the Wild Wild West. Jim West. You got Storybook, which lets you step inside a handcrafted pop-up book, which is an interesting. And then you got Lakeside Peak, which it looks like a nice Canadian one, to be honest, or somewhere in the mountains of Colorado. The Lakeside Peak greets you with awe-inspiring view of snow-capped mountains off in the distance. which kind of looks like the one that I'd like to do, to be honest. So I'm excited for that because I feel like, I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but from just the screenshots that they released, it looks like it's in much higher resolution than most of the current environments. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen Samsung, but the old environments that are still on the Quest, they do look a bit dated when you step into it. So
Dan, I don't use them, which is why I'm not excited about this, because I'm a pass-through guy, Dan.
that's true.
You're not bringing me out.
I'm a pass-through.
I'll try.
I'm a pass-through guy now too, to be honest. But I'm excited to try them out. It's always fun to put someone in VR and you enter into that world for the first time. It's different. But okay, the next thing is phone notifications are now being removed. So before you could have your phone notifications pop up in the headset, but now it's removed, and there's no other reason why. So we can't have that anymore. This isn't.
Did you use this?
No,
I don't know.
Never.
I definitely had it off because I don't want to be.
I never
my
connected.
broken.
I don't know if you could have worked before.
So it's my guess that not enough people used it, Dan.
Oh wait, I had the one for. Okay, no. So yeah, Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp still works, but anything else for the phone doesn't. So because I know it pops up for Messenger a few times. This is a really interesting one, Samson. You've got Layout, which is a brand new built-in measuring app.
I love it.
So basically, you can spatially measure and align like real-world objects. So basically, if you had, I think the example I saw was a TV. You can measure out the TV of like say 70 inches. And then you can put it on your wall and you can kind of see how it would look like in your space. Really cool. I think it's a really cool idea to kind of give you an idea of like furniture sizes and frame sizes if you were hanging up pictures and all that stuff on the wall.
Dan,
so it's really cool.
I've been trying to remodel some of our move stuff around in our basement room here.
Yep.
And this is perfect for trying to figure out where the TV could go perfectly.
There we go. You could report back what your experience is on Layout, but that's pretty cool. It came out of nowhere.
I don't think I have 60.
Yeah. Not yet, probably not yet. Cloud backup, end-to-end encryption on your automatic cloud backups and your game saves. You now can put a pin on them, and also you've got multiple app profiles. So when you're browsing other people's social profile in Quest v60, Meta says you can now see what apps you both own and use, rather than just the mutual friends before. I'm just reading this off Upload VR, so I'm not too sure more about that, to be honest. But I never looked at it, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, that's v60. Let me know if you're excited for that. I don't know if I think I'm excited for the mountain environment just to see what it looks like. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like that layout bit.
Yeah. That's
That's
pretty much it, right? It's not as.
And the pass through is like is kind of cool, but not like a game changer. But it's nice.
Yeah. All right, so we got a very exciting news that came over the weekend, I believe, or on Friday. Valve launched a Steam Link app directly on the Quest. So for those of you who don't know, Steam Link is a device back in the day that you can connect to your PC and kind of stream PC games over onto your TV or something like that. And a really popular device back in the game. Using that same name, we now have Steam Link directly on the Quest that you can download. It's for free, and you can directly stream games from your gaming PC on Steam or over to VR, which is pretty great. Samson, obviously you've tried this out. Cool. How is it? Does it just work? Does it just work?
Yeah, it pretty much just works, Dan. You boot up, Steam's got to be open on your computer. You boot up Steam Link in the Quest. You type in a 4 or 5 digit code that pops up on your computer screen, and boom, they're linked. I only need to do that once too. Every time after that, I just hit connect, and then boom, goes right into Steam Home. And there are Steam Link apps on like iPhone. You can play Steam Link games. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think this is massive, to be honest.
It works well, and it's free.
I think this is massive for Steam first. The fact that they're supporting this, it's massive. It kind of gives you a signifier. Maybe Steamers like ramping up for a bit more VR in their life. Steam Fest, I guess, Steam VR Fest is currently on, I guess. It just started.
Mhm.
A bunch of VR games on sale on Steam right now for those of you interested and who have a gaming PC. You've obviously got AirLink and Virtual Desktop, which a lot of people use completely. I think once you have a native free app like Steam Link, I think people are going to divert to this because, where else are you VR?
Boz himself said it was the easiest way to play PC VR.
Yeah. Now, my interest is that would this signify a potential partnership where we're going to start to see Rift games, which are locked on the platform of I guess the Rift store, coming onto Steam. So stuff like Lone Echo, would that come over to Steam, for example? That would be great because a lot of people just like to have their Steam library, especially with the Rift store is also not that great. And also, it's just there's nothing else new that's going to come out on there, so it's just annoying just to launch that, right?
It's abandoned.
Yeah, so having stuff like Lone Echo come over to Steam makes a lot of sense. I don't know if Meta wants to do that, but it makes a lot of sense, especially if it works so well. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are excited about this. It might not be exciting for some who don't obviously use PC gaming, but for a lot of people it will be. And a quick thing too, for the Quest Pro that has face and eye tracking, you will have that ability for VR chat now, I believe.
Yes. That's a pretty big one.
Through Steam as well, which is pretty massive. So, yeah, great update. It came out of nowhere, to be honest, and fantastic update for PC VR players. And then finally, MetaQuest Plus monthly games. The 2 monthly games are Thrill of the Fight, as we all know and love, and Swarm, which is a wave-based arcade shooter with a comic book aesthetic, which looks really fun. I really like this.
It looks pretty
aesthetic.
cool.
Have you played Swarm before or not?
No,
this is still not enough for me to cash in on my MetaQuest subscription.
Really?
It expires in the middle of January, so I have to cash it in next month.
Dude, Swarm. But Swarm's good enough to try, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure. Will I try it for Swarm? Actually, not. The thing is, because I had Thrill of the Fight already. Yeah. But then I can't. I don't know. Do I just gamble just to go for it?
Well, then we got to look at what comes in 7 months and then compare and see if you made a mistake or not.
See if it was worth it. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I will cash it in. Who's to say? But yeah, there are your MetaQuest Plus monthly games, and that is your VR news. And that will wrap up part 2. For part 3, we will talk about the games out this week, where we have quite a few. So we will see you then to end the show. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3, the games out this week. Samson, start us off with a game that actually already came out before this week.
Pew, 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 pew. Sniper Elite VR Winter Warrior. Technically, it came out last week. Grab your rifle and make your way behind enemy lines with Sniper Elite VR Winter Warrior. You play as a partisan, an Italian resistance soldier during World War II, with a mission to banish the Nazi forces from his homeland once and for all. As you fight your way through the campaign, you'll uncover new Nazi wonder weapons that must be destroyed, along with those behind the plans. VR takes gunplay and handling to a whole new level. Hold your sniper rifle with both hands, bring the scope to your eye, and hold your breath as you prepare to take the perfect shot.
Yeah. Reviewed decently, actually. It was not bad. It's like
it's
solid title.
I think I've heard most, it kind of feels like a DLC. Now, if you like the first Sniper Elite, this one's $15. You get about 3 hours or so of gameplay. And if you like the first one, I think you'll kind of like the second one. But it is here more of the same.
Yeah. Let me know if you can throw grenades or not.
I'll hearsay.
All right. Next one is one of the biggest titles for December. Arizona Sunshine 2 is out as of today. People listening to this, unless you're patrons, you get it the day earlier. So patrons tomorrow. Sharpen your machete and load your shotgun. It's time to say hello to your old pal Fred. Arizona Sunshine 2, the next-gen sequel for the fan favorite VR apocalypse, packs even more gorgeous I've said more so many times. Gorgeous zombie. Because it said more and then gore, and I just read it as more, more. Gorgeous.
Gore.
Zombie action narrated by the unmistakable quips of our dark human protagonists. Arizona Sunshine 2 sets you on an all-new limestone adventure in search for answers. In a post-apocalyptic world where every bullet counts, experience the thrill of realistic combat as you wield all new fan-favorite weapons, from shotguns to machetes and flamethrowers. And what's better than braving the end of the effing world, surviving it with your new best friend, Buddy? That's not all. Co-op also makes its return. I'm assuming as this people listening to this podcast, there's lots of reviews out on this now. It probably came out by now, I assume.
If you pre-ordered, you get it the 5th.
Yeah, I think the embargo is the 5th
tomorrow.
Yeah. We were meant to get it, by the way, Samson, but then no one replied to my email after they emailed me saying, "Do you want a copy of Arizona?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." I said I'd take one for the Quest for me, and then one for Steam for you, and then they just didn't reply back.
I gotta tell you, Dan, I had already bought it.
I know that. You know you're a person who already bought it, but maybe we could have gifted it away. But never mind. Never mind. Anyway, I'm still planning to pick this up, but I don't know if I'll pick it up straight away. But I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts probably next week.
Yeah, maybe you finish Assassin's Creed first.
Yeah, we'll try.
I won't.
Right.
But I'll play both at the same time, probably.
After you.
I'm more likely to finish Assassin's Creed, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the zombie worlds. I like the idea of them, but I rarely finish a zombie game.
Yeah, I agree.
Arashi, Castles of Sin, Final Cut. Is this out 2 days ago, Dan?
No, it's out. Well, yeah, technically for those listening to the podcast. Yes, out now.
I'm talking in the present.
They're all out
Okay.
at the end of the day.
Out. And at the beginning of today for this one. Take on the role of the deadly assassin Kenshiro as you travel across feudal Japan to defeat the 6 Oni of Iga, a bandit group spreading chaos across the land. Through a wide variety of weapons, tools, and techniques, you'll infiltrate conquered castles and outwit your enemies as you hunt down each Oni. With the innovations of next-gen VR hardware, immerse yourself in the ultimate shinobi fantasy. Leap from rooftop to rooftop, hide in the shadows, and perform lethal sneak attacks. Survive impossible odds in sword combat and vanish from the scene just as quickly as you arrived. Heightened graphical fidelity and carefully tuned controls make each new battle more engaging than the last.
This game sounds a lot like Assassin's Creed set in Japan. And if you watch the trailer, it looks like a lot of Assassin's Creed set in Japan. It's basically Assassin's Creed, but instead of an American sword, you have a samurai sword.
It's like a Tenchu type of game, Shinobi, you know?
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, I'm not interested in this whatsoever, but I just saw the trailer as you were reading that, and I was like, damn, it actually looks really good.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It came out the wrong week.
It's just come out.
I'm not going to play it soon.
I think it's come out the wrong week. I think if this game, see, I don't understand, right? A game like this, in a month where, what was that? Throw me off. In a game, in a month where you've got Arizona Sunshine, and a month where you've got Asgard's Wrath, in a couple weeks where you've had Assassin's Creed now, why not just hold off and put this out in January or February when it's a bit more dead, you know?
You gotta release when you release.
Yeah, the publishers need never mind. Anyway, Lego Bricktales, December 7th. In Lego Bricktales, discover an innovative brick-by-brick building mechanic to design puzzle solutions from your own imagination. See your creations brought to life in beautiful Lego world where every problem has a constructive resolution. Resolution. Embark on an epic adventure across the world of beautiful Lego diorama biomes crafted brick by brick as you search for inspiration to help your grandfather reinvigorate his rundown amusement park with your little robot buddy in tow. Your journey will take on the deepest jungle, sun-drenched deserts, a bustling city corner, a towering medieval castle, and a tropical Caribbean for some islands. Help the minifigures of this world by solving puzzles, unlock new skills throughout the story to further explore these worlds, and uncover many secrets and mysteries they contain. Thoughts on this, Samson?
I mean, I pre-ordered. No, I didn't pre-order this one, but I'm very interested, and I look forward to it. I like Legos a lot.
I don't know. I'm gonna hold off once again to hear your thoughts on this one, but I think I'm just gonna always just leave it, just let you say it. But I'd be intrigued if this is a challenging puzzle game where it's not just for like kids. I will be intrigued. I'm sorry,
Then just watch the flat version.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. That's true. I should just watch the fact because it's in mixed reality, right? This game as well. So yeah. So I'm intrigued to see it. And this was one of the poster games, right? So
you can make like a helicopter contraption and then fly it around your freaking room, dude. Like
yeah. I think
you sign me up.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'd be fun.
I'll pay $20.
Way cheaper than building my own Lego in real life, even though that's really fun. But
way easier, yeah.
But yeah, very rough. There we go. Okay, so that will end our show, the Quest Holiday Business gift guide. We've got the first ever Christmas one out the way, or the holiday one out the way. We will join you next week for some more holiday inspired episodes and such. And obviously Samson will talk about Arizona Sunshine 2, I assume, and maybe Lego Brick Tales as well.
Listen, let's not make any promises.
And will I play a VR game by then? Who is to say? We'll see. We'll see. I am traveling, so it's very unlikely, but who's to say? Samson, take us away.
Take it away. That's upside down. All the preparation you've done, ironic, will finally be paying off.
That was well prepared. Oh, well.
There's actually an exclamation point, so let me try that again. All the preparation you've done will finally be paying off.
That sounded really aggressive. All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you next week. Take care.